So we're here in Leapers Fork,
Yes.
in a very cool location. Tell me a little bit about why you wanted to pick this spot and its relationship to you.
1000%. This place honestly is like the keystone, I think, of almost everything that has ever happened to me in my career. My mentor, Aubrey Preston, absolutely incredible. He owns this place. And this stage really, honestly, was the first place I ever played in town. And it's been the perfect opportunity for me to test songs and just work on the craft. And every week come up here and meet new people and network and just build those relationships with people. Alex Tinker is an incredible person who's the MC on the open mic nights. And just the encouragement from the community down here has been the coolest thing and just so special to me. Cynthia, Lexi, everyone that's been a part of this place. It's just been incredible. So I'm just so grateful for it. And it really is like my home base.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I know that you do live in Tennessee now, but you're from
Yes.
Maryland, correct?
Yes.
Now, I've never been to Maryland, so I'm not aware of like the country music scene. So I'm
Okay.
curious, how does a girl from Maryland
It
fall in
is
love with country music?
I honestly, like, my parents are not big music people, but if they did listen to music, they were listening to Kenny Chesney and Shania Twain. So they were like the people that I kind of grew up listening to. And I just naturally just started to fall in love with the storytelling of it. And obviously Taylor Swift was in there a lot when I was younger, and Kelsey Ballerini, Mary Morris, just all these like powerhouse female artists that I just grew up loving and just obsessed with the storytelling with all of it. So kind of worked my way into it.
What was it like kind of pulling the trigger to be like, okay, I'm gonna move to Tennessee and give this thing a shot and
It was
try?
insane.
Yeah.
It was March of my junior year of high school. So COVID was like just starting to happen. We had no idea everything was going to be shutting down. And honestly, we're like, it was such a God thing. All the kind of just, different little things fell into place. My dad's job, he was able to kind of work anywhere, and same with my mom. And it honestly just was like a blessing. It was like, all right, this makes sense. My parents are not people to up and move and leave. So it was very weird. I think
Yeah.
we all were kind of like pinching ourselves, like, what did we just do? But I was just so excited. I was so ready to just get here and start working and just learn, and grow and just kind of develop in ways that I hadn't yet. So.
Well, that says a lot about your parents' belief
Oh my
in your
God.
talent.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
because like you hear the stories of like actors moving to LA and all this stuff, and this is
Insane.
very similar.
Like truly, yeah.
Were you guys like, what are we doing? Like, were you ever
We
like?
still are like,
yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, are we really here? Like, it was just the coolest thing. And I think, having that experience with my whole family, I have a younger brother, so he was going into high school, and it just was like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it all together. And I wouldn't be here without them. Like, they really are just like my foundation and my peace, and I love them so much, and I'm so grateful for them because it would not be possible without them. It really wouldn't. So.
Well, you're clearly onto something. It obviously was a good decision because you just came back from the UK.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because I've heard
Oh
that
my
the
God.
fans are rabid for country music there.
It was insane. It was the coolest thing ever. We got there and we went to York first. It was my first show, and it was at this little, the 45 Vinyl Cafe. And people were singing my songs back to me, and I was just like,
Really?
What the heck?
No,
I was like,
that-
are you
that's
sure?
good. That's a very
I was like,
pinch
you
me
did your
moment.
homework.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go, guys.
Yeah.
It was so cool, and they were just so sweet. I mean, I've got the most beautiful like bolos. People are like giving you gifts. Like, it was just so special. I am like, let's go back as soon as we can. It was the coolest experience. It
Had
really
you ever
was.
been to Europe before then?
No. So
That's a
my
very
mom,
cool
my mom
first
came
time.
with me. She comes with me literally
Yeah.
everywhere. But she came with me, and we were just like, again, like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? It's like you're chasing this thing all the time, and you're constantly trying to keep up, and then you kind of look back, and it's just, what? Like, that's so crazy. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Well, and you also have gotten a nod for your talent from Kevin Costner. That's okay. Who's also like obviously a very big deal, but especially like with Yellowstone and everything, like it's a very big
God.
moment for him as well.
It was
So
wild.
what was this been like to get the call? Kind of
God.
walk me through what that kind of process looked like.
So this was about like 2 years ago, and I started working with Teddy Morgan and Erilyn Wanberg, and so they were honestly like the first two people I wrote with in town. And just every single week we would get in the writing room, write a song, and got to work in the studio and just like cut little demos of what we were working on. So we were doing that for a couple months, and then in July of that year, Teddy calls me and he was like, hey, I'm producing Amazing Grace and Kevin Costner's movie. The composer's in LA. Like, we really want to kind of work together and figure out what this demo is going to sound like. Would you mind coming in and just throwing a vocal on it? And I was, of course, just like jumping at the,
yeah, I guess, sure.
to be a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. So went in, sang it, thought absolutely nothing of it. A month later, it's my 20th birthday. I'm on the way to my birthday dinner with my parents and my brother, and Teddy starts calling me. And Teddy never calls me, but I'm like, should I answer? We're about to walk into the restaurant. Like, what's going on? And I was like, I'll just answer. I answered the phone, and he was like, hey, I just got off the phone with Kevin, and you're going to be singing Amazing Grace in the movie. And I was just in shock, complete in shock. And my parents were like, what is happening? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, oh my God, this is the best birthday ever. So cool. We had a lot to celebrate that night. But it was just so special. And then a couple months later, got to go out on the road with Kevin in Modern West. And so Teddy is also plays guitar in Modern West, his band. And so we got to go out to Jackson Hole and Denver and do some shows at the $1 Million Cowboy and like other little private events. And it was just the coolest experience. And he is the most down-to-earth, most normal, just loving, incredible person.
I mean, you're just like, oh yeah, Kevin. That's crazy.
Like, I should probably say Mr. Costner, but
no, I mean, like that just shows like that's such a cool
really,
moment.
He has the most like the best people around him. Like truly, it's all of like his childhood friends, and they all just just lift him up and love him so much. And it's just it's the most special thing. You're like, if I could have a team around me, I hope it's like that. So it was really cool for that to be the first kind of touring experience that I ever had, and I still am like, what the heck?
Yeah, which is a touring experience is crazy. But I mean, I feel like you learn a lot of lessons on the road, like traveling.
Oh my
Between
God.
that and the UK, what have you like taken away so far? Because I know that
I need to pack lighter is what I
relatable, very relatable.
I'm like, between my mom and I, we're like, what's going on? There's like 80 suitcases, guitars. We're like, oh God. But yeah, it's definitely tough to be a girl and to pack and to consolidate everything. But
well, thinking back to like the little girl listening to Shania in Maryland to now.
Yeah. Like,
what's that like? Can you even like conceptualize that?
It's honestly so surreal because I feel like right now it's in such like the work, like trying to break through,
Which is hard, like,
and
to
it's
take a
hard
moment.
to kind of, and it's like we always say, like, we're always so focused on the future, and you always need to take a minute, I think, to at least look back and reflect. Like, this summer I've had has been so much fun, and we've been on the road so much, but now it's like, okay, what's next? And it's like, no, like, enjoy everything you've done. I think it's just honestly really surreal, and I'm just so grateful, and I have the best people around me that I just love, and I wouldn't be here without them and my team. So honestly, I'm just like, thank you, God. Let's keep going and let's keep moving. But it's been so much fun. I'm so grateful. It's been crazy.
And talking about this summer, you also released an EP, Heartbreak, Thank You. Are you okay? Like, I was like, dang. It was. I've been listening to it all morning. It was great.
Thank you.
Talk to me about what you're trying to say with this EP, because one thing I want to compliment you on is it is like buttoned up in the way like it's a full circle story, which I really like when you listen to the whole thing top to bottom.
Thank you.
So kind of what are you trying to say with this?
So this whole EP, honestly, for me was just about growth and like reflection. I think heartbreak, whether it's a friendship, a family member, like a romantic relationship that's kind of hurt you and let you down, it's like it makes you so much stronger. It makes you understand people better. It helps you understand yourself better. And so I really just wanted this project to be kind of just relatable in all senses of that. Like, you're stronger, you're better off without it. And honestly, what's so crazy about this whole project is like, when we were putting it all together, you put together your track list. What order do you want these songs in? And I just sent it off to my manager, and I was like, this is what I think they should be in. He's like, I love it. Sounds great. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
We went back and looked at all the dates that I had written the songs, and it was in chronological order of like the true healing process.
Which is so interesting because I literally, when I was listening to it, I was like, you hear it. You hear like the different changes.
The stages of heartbreak. Like, you hear that it's like, you're frustrated, you're sad, you deserve better, and then you're like, you know what, I'm on the other side of this. Like, thank you for putting me through that, because you learn, and honestly, that's kind of what it all was for me, is just learning and growth and, working on yourself and taking it and making it a positive thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to walk through them indivially to kind of give me a little bit of a place. So let's start with the top. Sorry, I just want to make sure.
You're
so
good.
It's Broken by You.
Yes.
Sad.
Sad song. Broken by You, we're like, ooh, we're not okay.
Walk me through kind of, I know that you co-wrote all these. So one, I'm curious what your process kind of is like when you're in a write, and then just where did you start with this song?
This song, I remember writing this song and leaving that day and listening to it on repeat. And I was in so much traffic. And it was one of those songs where it was honestly like pretty early on in like my co-writing, time. And I remember leaving being like, this song is so accurate with where I'm at right now. Like it was after something had ended and I was just mad. Because I knew, and when you should have done better and you should have just learned and like not gone back. And you kind of just sit there and think like, you know what? I'm angry right now and I'm sad and I'm frustrated, and that song honestly just encapsulates all those feelings for me, and it did, leaving the right that day. And I always think it's a good sign when the day of you're really liking the song, especially off like the really rough war take that you get in the room. But that song, we didn't go in with any intention of honestly writing that song. We just, all three of us, Adam and Grant and I, just sat there and talked and honestly started a different song, and we weren't really feeling it. And then Grant was like, I have this title, Broken by You. And I was like, yes, that's a song. That's something I'm feeling right now. Like, let's dig in and do it. And we ended up finishing it pretty quick, and I left very excited. But it's honestly therapy, when you get something like that. So I'm so grateful for that song. But
yeah, well, and I want to say this. I don't know why this stuck out to me. I don't know what part of the songs it was, but I got Faith Hill energy when I was listening to it, and like I think it was maybe the story.
Good.
I don't know, but when I was listening to all the songs, I was like, it just stuck out to me because.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that's what I used to like. When when you're a kid, you're driving with your parent, and they're like,
nostalgic.
That was
oh
kind of the
God,
energy I got.
That's the best.
And
Thank
then
you.
Know You by Your Heart. I just have to say, I really liked all the songs. But tell me about where you were when you were coming up with this song and what that story was with Know You by Your Heart. Because I find it interesting that it is in chronological order. So like every write, did you come and be like, okay, I'm ready for the next stage of...
I know, seriously. So I feel like for me, it's like you have that initial breakup, like you're angry, you're pissed off, you're happy to be done. And then it kind of sinks in. And you're in this place of, I don't really like want them, but I miss them, and I miss that, and it's weird not having that person there. And so Nicole, Michael, and I were in the room. We wrote this song in about 45 minutes, and Nicole had the title Know You by Heart, and I loved it. I was like, that is so cool, and that's so applicable to so many different relationships and people in life. But what if it's Know You by Heartbreak? Because you get to know someone by heart, and you get to know them so well, like the back of your hand, but then it switches and they become a stranger to you. So that's kind of where my head was at with that song. And again, it kind of just wrote itself. Like it was just an easy song to write, and it was just so honest, like as to like what that feeling is. And it's it's really difficult whenever you get to know someone so well, and it ends and you're like, okay, what the heck? Like, was that, it's a weird phase of life that they were in, and you're grateful for it, but you're also just, it sucks, So that's kind of where we were all at with that one.
And these aren't obviously party songs by any means. So when writing them is obviously very different. So you're with a bunch of different people with these songs. Sure. So you're being very vulnerable. So that's very hard to do. I know that songwriters are very good at it.
I'm not the best. Like truly, I'm always like, everything's good, everything's great. Yeah. And then you kind of get into like a deep conversation, and then it's like, well, actually, it's not. It's hard right now, but you're working through it, and I think that's the coolest thing about songwriting is you get to have these special conversations almost every day with people that you're not having, normally on a regular basis. So it's really cool to get to connect with people like that. So I love it. It's awesome.
Well, there's a lot of growth there, but is there any hesitation to be like, you know what, I just
sometimes
don't want to spill, I don't want to spill my tea, like I want to keep it to myself kind of thing. Is there ever like any resistance?
I think so. I think sometimes maybe if you're not ready to share it, or maybe some time hasn't passed. But I think eventually it all kind of circles back around, and you pull from that experience, whether it's, direct or indirect. You pull from relationships, friendships, different, again, family members. It's like you pull from, one thing for me too is like talking to my girlfriends. Like they go through stuff too all the time, and pulling from inspiration there is also so fun. So it's also just about telling a story and what's the best way to do it without getting too caught up in how personal it is. But it's a really special thing. So.
And then we can move on to Better Memory.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, is there a song that you think has really stuck out to you the most in the whole EP?
I honestly feel like Heartbreak Thank You to me is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And maybe it's because it's honestly the most optimistic song, but I just think anyone at any age can listen to that song and feel uplifted from it and feel like I'm strong, I'm confident, I hold the power to my happiness, and I'm in control.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a really special thing that we probably don't think about enough when you're going through something like this. Like,
yeah, like standing in your own power, kind of like owning your thing.
Exactly. So I think that one might be my favorite. But.
Yeah, and I'm excited to talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, we can go back into Better Memory.
Yeah.
Again, just like, where were you?
Love Better Memory. So this song I wrote with Dan Hudson and Jeff Middleton, and they are awesome. They're like honky tonkin', whiskey drinking men. Like I'm going in there thinking we're gonna write some banger, like up tempo party song, and I'm walking in there honestly laughing. And I remember going in there, and we end up getting in this again, like it's the most random time, random place where like these conversations just strike. And I was kind of just going through this, breakup, and Dan was like, I have this title, it's called Better Memory. And I was like, I love what that's saying. What if it's like, I deserve a better memory than you, or something that kind of makes it a little bit more empowering and a little bit more, no, I'm not really sad about it. I just realized like I'm reflecting now, and I'm understanding that I deserved a lot better.
Sure.
So I remember leaving that day, and I had a cold. I couldn't sing on the work tape, and then ended up, working it out a couple weeks later, and I sent it to them, and I was like, guys, this song is probably one of my favorite songs I've written right now. Like, I'm obsessed with this. My dad comes out of his office, he's like, what song is this? And I was like, I love this song. I just wrote it with Dan and Jeff. But it's a really special one, and I think that's kind of the turning point in the EP for me of, you know what, we got this, you know?
And I love that you can hear the tonal shifts. Like, I think with each song, you're like, okay,
thank you.
We're definitely moving in. I don't want to say like processing grief,
but
it's
we're making progress.
Yeah, we're making progress. And then Lucky You is next. And we're getting closer and closer to like really that finalizing moment. But kind of how does it change for you when you move into something that's like in a project that's a little bit more because it's like you're in very niche spots of like a process.
Oh, 1000%. This song, honestly, if it's not Heartbreak Thank You, this one's probably my favorite.
You like the optimism.
I think I do. And I love the cheekiness of it, it's like, okay, like I see you as someone else and I don't care. Like, good luck to them. Like, ta-ta, like it's just like, wish you the best. But this song, I wrote it with Kaylin Robertson. Love her. She's an incredible artist, songwriter. And she had started like the first verse, and I was obsessed with it because I already had these other songs. I'm like, we need something kind of a little bit sassier, a little bit cheekier, a little bit, more like a little bit more fun. But again, quick song to write, and it honestly is just like, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for this not working out. Goodbye. I wish you the best. And I love that shift because you do get to that point and you kind of reflect and you're like, wow, I am so out of the trance that I was in, and I am so happy to be onward and upward. So.
Well, one thing you've mentioned multiple times is like, oh, quick write. Like
these songs just wrote themselves. They were not songs, and there's a lot of songs that you have to, work for, and they deserve that. But I love when a song just honestly just plops out in front of you, and I think it's so special because everyone gets really excited, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is yay, like this is great. And I think when you don't think about it too much, it's awesome. So
well, and it's something I think I'll always remember. I was at a #1 party for Lainey Wilson, and she talked about the lightning in a bottle, kind of like, I think she equated it to like, oh, it's the Holy Spirit coming through you.
1000%. What
would you describe like these feelings as when you're not like all cylinders are firing and it all clicks for you?
It's magical. Like it honestly is. It's like, this is a blessing that we just got gifted to us, and all of our brains were working together on the same wavelengths, and we got it, and we freaking did it. And I think it's just the coolest thing, and it's so special when you get to do that with people because like you created something that did not exist 2 hours ago, 45 minutes ago, and there's nothing else like it. So it's so special. It really is like lightning in a bottle. That's perfect. Yeah,
and you talked about Heartbreak Thank You previously, but I mean, it makes sense that you wanted this to be the title track because I think it's like
we're grateful for it.
Yeah, you're grateful for it. You grew from it.
For sure.
Was that kind of the thought process when you were putting this song together? It's just like, we need a way. Was it a way to button it, or was it just the moment that you were feeling?
Honestly, there was no plan of doing an EP when I was writing these songs. Like there was, there was a potential of like, we need to put more music out, but I was in such a place of, all right, let's just take these months and write and get songs and meet people and just build those relationships with writers and just get in the room and kind of just like cut your teeth and do it. But this song, again, it wasn't like we went in and we're like, okay, let's write Heartbreak, Thank You. I was sitting there with Sarah and Tana and Caleb, and we were just talking, and we started writing this song just about a first love that didn't really work out, but it's also like the coolest thing because the first love is so special. And the Heartbreak Thank You just came out at the top of the chorus, and we're like, we're freaking bookending that, and that is the title of the song. Like, it's a letter to heartbreak, thanking it. And the second verse is probably my favorite part of the song. Just like, you got this, like no one's really gonna help you get through it but you, and you know, you have the strength, you have the power, you have the control, and like, you freaking got it, sister. So I just love this song because, again, they come from really cool conversations that you have that kind of just allows you to tap into that vulnerable side that is scary, but when you feel in a safe place and with awesome people, it's fun because you get to write really cool songs about it. So
yeah, no, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've had a very busy year, but what are we looking forward to the rest of the year? Are we expecting like maybe an album soon? What are we working on?
I'm going to be working on new music. I've been writing like crazy the last couple of weeks, and have been getting some songs that I am so excited about, some fun songs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, woo, we're 22 and having a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm fired up for new music, and that's honestly where my head's at right now. I mean, again, been on the road a lot this summer. I hope to do it again this next year and just kind of keep building on that and just freaking doing it and trying to. So I'm so excited.
And you mentioned 22, being
Yes.
22 years old.
Yes.
You have a song about liquor, chasing, and cowboys.
Yes.
So I'm curious, what liquor are you drinking? What are you chasing with? What's your
Oh,
like favorite kind of cocktail kind of situation?
Okay, I'm a spicy margarita girl.
Okay.
An extra spicy margarita
Yeah.
girl. Pushy Daisy's best spicy margarita ever. I always laugh because I'm like, that song is such a lie, because if I have 2 spicy margaritas, I want a cowboy. I'm like, come on, let's go. So
I love that. And you mentioned like Kenny Chesney, Shania Twain.
Yes.
Do you have, who are like your idols that you would like to model either behavior after or songwriting
Yeah.
after? What, like, who do you kind of try to channel?
I have so many different idols. I'm a huge Linda Ronstadt fan. I love Emmylou Harris. I love Chris Stapleton. I think I also am like a huge 80s rock girl. I love Freddie Mercury. I love Queen. I love Fleetwood
That's
Mac.
a way to.
So I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm not listening to classic country, I'm listening to 80s rock. But
I think that can create a cool crossover. I feel like genre blending is very, very big.
I love a lot of different kinds of music, and I love singing it. So I'm excited to just kind of see what I can dip my toes into in the future. But yeah, it's kind of a big old combination. It's been.
Well, I'm not sure if a lot of musicians like karaoke because it might feel like work. But like, if you're doing karaoke, are you doing an 80s song or are you doing like classic
I'm
country?
probably doing a Bonnie Raitt song. I'm probably doing like something to talk about or something fun. Or Queen, you know, you never know.
Queen is one of mine. I always do Don't Stop Me Now. Yeah, no.
Yes!
I was at my bachelor party in New Orleans and I was like, I'm going to go do this song.
No, that's literally my favorite song ever.
It's
oh
so
my
good.
God.
It's so much fun. I love
Yes.
that one. And I just want to ask, because I think you have a voice for it. Are we expecting a holiday album in your future ever?
Oh my gosh.
We're getting close to the time. Basically,
yeah,
Halloween's
no.
about to end.
I know. I keep seeing people like posting Christmas songs. I'm like,
Yeah.
are we already here?
Are we-
Like,
is it
what
time?
is happening
Yeah.
right now? We'll see. Leapers Fork, they do a little Christmas album almost every year. I don't know if they're doing it this year, but I've done it every year, and it's been so much fun. We did Blue Christmas. We did Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I would.
Yeah.
I would totally. I would love to write a Christmas song. So.
And then last question is kind of about Leapers Fork. What was the transition like when you left Maryland and then you found yourself in this small, very cute, like Tennessee town?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, is this real life?
Are we in
Is
Hallmark?
Yeah, I was like, where are the cameras? It, honest to God, is the most precious place. And I tell everyone to come here and see it if they're in town. I'm like, if you're in town for long enough, you've got to go to Leapers Fork. I think I'm like the spokesperson. I tell everybody, I'm like, you better go, you better. I'm like, I don't care how far away it is. You got to go see it. But it honestly is just the most special little town. The shops, Tennessee Turquoise, all the little, Country Boy right across the street, the restaurants, like it is such a community. They have wines in the creek, like they have everything. So if you want like a perfect picturesque day, come here. But honestly, it's the most special place. And you never know who you're going to see out here and meet songwriters, artists, It's just a really, 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 really cool place.
Yeah, throw a rock by the creek. I'm sure you'll have a
I know.
songwriter. Well, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. This was so
Thank
fun.
you for having me. Oh my goodness, this was so fun.